Welcome into the latest edition of ESPN FC, coming to you live from Las Vegas once again. And when you think of Las Vegas, the first person that springs to mind is certainly got to be Ali Moreno. And
That's
second
right.
behind that has got to be Stuart Robson as well. Robbo hasn't stopped sweating, by the way, for the last 2 days.
Nice and cool here.
And told us all about it. Of course, we're here for Manchester United against Borussia Dortmund, which is live later today as the pre-season friendlies continue here on ESPN. So many fans I've bumped into over the last 24 hours. Both Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund supporters represented in numbers looking ahead to this tie between these two European giants. Now, more on that game a little later on, but first, let's welcome to the show, shall we? Look who's here. Rodrigo Faez, Julien Laurent and Frank Leboeuf. What a mix this is. There's going to be one man that we'll be talking about if we've got this sort of eclectic mix of people, and that is Kylian Mbappe. Rodri, let's start with you. What's the latest? You've written an article basically saying he's going to come. Definitely, no doubt about it.
Well, I hope he's coming for Real Madrid, because if not, I'm gonna struggle with my salary, because I bet my 95% of my annual salary. But the thing is that right now Real Madrid, they are confident on Kylian Mbappe joining Real Madrid, but the thing is that they have to close that deal in this key week with PSG, which is for me the most important thing in all this situation, because they already know that Kylian Mbappe wants to join Real Madrid. They know that PSG, as Juls reported in the last month and a half, they have to either renew Mbappe or sell Mbappe this summer. And now Real Madrid, they have everything ready for Mbappe's landing, just in case they get that deal with PSG. So finally, they will offer Mbappe a deal till 2029, just like Jude Bellingham's deal with Real Madrid. And they want to make it official maybe in the second week of August. But the thing is that they have to close a deal with PSG, because if not in this week, if they don't get it in this week, it's going to be, for me, almost impossible.
Poor Jules. He goes to Australia to cover the Women's World Cup. And he goes, maybe I just get a little bit of a break from Kylian Mbappe. Maybe I could just focus on the task in hand. But no, these rumours continue to swirl. Has anything changed, Jules, from your end? What are your sources telling you?
No, not much, really. What Rodrigo just said is true. I mean, the big issue would be the valuation of the player and how much Real Madrid will have to spend now to get him, in comparison to getting him for free in a year's time. But this is something that is already, I think, being talked about by Zalamari, who is Kylian's mum, who is very much involved, who is very close to Florentino Perez. They speak on the phone pretty much every day. Is on it. Kylian right now is in Monaco. Was there for the weekend, and he seems very happy. He doesn't mind not being with the PSG first squad on tour in Japan. He's happy to be training on his own or with the other unwanted players at the new training ground in Poissy near Paris. And I think he's quite confident that this would get sorted and that he will end up at Real Madrid. But again, we need some sort of agreement between Florentino Perez and Nasser Al-Khelaifi over a fee. And that's going to be difficult. We said, just to finish, already in the past, there's a loyalty clause that Kylian would get of 80 million euros if he stays at the club in Paris in September. So if he leaves, he has to say goodbye to the 80 million euros. There's also the signing on fee that he would get if he goes to Real Madrid on a free in a year's time, which should be huge. That's what me and Rodri were told. And again, if he goes this summer, there's no signing on fee because there's no free transfer. So all of that has to be considered for all 3 points.
So, Rodri, what sort of money are we talking? As we mentioned, he could move to Real Madrid free at the end of next season when his contract expires. Real Madrid know this, PSG know this, Kylian Mbappe knows this. So what sort of figure will it take to get him across the line, to get him playing in a Real Madrid shirt next month?
Well, the amount of money that Real Madrid now are considering to sign Mbappe is in between 200 million euros and maybe 230 million euros, because they consider that, yes, in 1 year they can get him for free, apart from what they paid to the players camp for getting for free to Real Madrid. But they consider that if they invest that money, they're going to get 1 more year of Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid, and they are not going to take the risk of getting Mbappe 1 more year at PSG and let the Premier League clubs, which is the most important thing that I've been told in the last hours, to have time to try to convince Kylian Mbappe. That is why they want it now, and they are able to pay in between 200 million euros or maybe 230 million euros, but maybe not much more.
Picking up on that point, Jules, there has been these reports, haven't they? Chelsea, Liverpool linked to some sort of loan move for Kylian Mbappe for this season before he goes to Real Madrid. Does this make any sense, and is there any chance of it happening?
So the loan move, considering he's got a year left on his contract. So I mean, what kind of loan? I know people have been texting me and saying, look, there's these rumors, there's that rumor. From PSG's point of view, there's no loan possible. Otherwise, you still lose him on a free. So I'm not really sure how that would work on the Kylian Mbappe's camp entourage. There's only talk about Real Madrid. They're only talking to Real Madrid. So I'm not really sure where the rest is coming from. Just to finish on what Rodri was saying perfectly, if it's 100 million, you could see 150 for PSG, maybe 130 for PSG, 70 for Kylian. I think this is a big amount because it takes into consideration the signing on fee that Kylian will obviously not get because it's not a free transfer, and that loyalty clause that he would not get from PSG. So Real Madrid are not just paying PSG for the transfer; they will, in some way, also have to pay Kylian.
So, Jules, obviously we've had Rodri, who's gone on the record and said he'll bet 95% of his salary that Kylian Mbappe will be playing for Real Madrid for the start of the season. What about Mr. Laurent's bank manager? Where are you going? What percentage of your massive wage are you putting on this?
My wages is not as big as Rodri's.
Yeah.
So
yes.
No way.
Taking too many risks here. I think, and remember maybe a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I still thought there was maybe a chance for PSG to kind of come to an agreement to say to Kylian, listen, give us 1 more year, extend your contract, but we're going to agree now with Real Madrid for you to go next summer. This looks very, very unlikely now. I think this can still drag on and take at least another couple of weeks, like Rodri said, maybe even more. But I think he will end up at Madrid next season. So it will happen.
Did he give a percentage? Anyone hear a percentage? I didn't hear a percentage.
Not at all.
No,
I'm sure I did.
No, I didn't hear it. No. What was the percentage, Mr. Laurent?
I'll ask Don Hutchinson to help me.
No. Come on, Jules. What would you say?
Nah, I think right now for me it's 100%.
Wow.
Pretty sure that he's going to go. That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants. PSG wants him to go and have a fee. He wants to go to Real Madrid, and they want him now. So I think eventually it will happen.
Could be an awkward conversation, couldn't it, with the family when this doesn't happen? Frank, is everyone in Paris sick of this? Do they want to talk to you about it? What do you have to say about it?
Well, my sources are telling me that I can pay 95% of my salary that Kylian Mbappe won't go to Chelsea. That's something I can be sure of. And even if I don't have any sources.
See, he's such a good actor. That's why he gets all these acting roles. Hooks you in.
What acting roles?
No, but really, people are ready to accept the fact that Kylian will go to Real Madrid. That what he said before doesn't exist anymore, because I want to remember you that Kylian Mbappe didn't want to play as a striker for Paris Saint-Germain, but he's willing to play as a striker for Real Madrid because he won't play on the left side, because I think Vinicius Junior won't lose his seat. So things are changing, and but people are ready, because I think it's the face. It's what Kylian Mbappe deserves overall to do, and if he wants to go to Real Madrid, I think people are ready to let him go. They don't want him to keep on staying if he's not happy, and maybe live for free. People are happy that Paris Saint-Germain can get some money out of it, and I get fed up with people in social networks trying to explain that Kylian Mbappe is greedy, blah 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 blah, which is unlikely what's going on right now. I think Kylian is just having a plan, and I like the fact that he's sticking to his plan.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.